Hi, I'm Kathleen McWayne, and today we're going to paint a boreal frog. I hope you'll sign up to learn all about the patterns in the videos that I teach you to watercolor paint using. Most videos come with a pattern to transfer and paint. Now let's get started on the boreal frog. Watercolor paint is dried and it first of all needs to be moistened, and the water brush works beautifully for this, and that's why I teach with the water brush. So what you see me doing there is loading the brush with the blue and putting it into the tray. Next, I will clean that water brush, and all it takes is for me to wipe it a few times and then it is clean, sometimes a little squeeze. Now I'm putting the brown into the tray. So we have blue and brown, which are the only two colors we're going to use, and right there I mixed a little bit of brown with the blue that I had put in the tray to make gray. And now I'm making another tray with just the blue in it. So I start out first laying the color out onto the paint tray, whatever paint tray you have. And I love, this is Prang watercolor paint, which is a wonderful paint to use. Start out learning how to watercolor paint. So now I've cleaned my brush, and the first thing I'm doing is I loaded my brush with a little bit of the gray and a little tiny bit of the blue. Now the blue is a little more dominant, so most of the frog is going to be a little bit blue. So now then I lay that brush down and I pick it up. I don't go back and forth. I don't treat that paintbrush like it's a mop. And I don't paint like I'm coloring with a crayon. You just put that brush down and you pick it up. Anything more than that takes away from the painting that you're painting. And if you learn from the very beginning how to put that brush down and pick it up, you will be way ahead. Now then, you just continue to paint that frog, but what you want to make sure you do are leave white spaces. You don't want to have him solid. He's not a wall. He's got lots of different colors on him and a lot of different things that bring attention to what he looks like. And right now I'm putting some dots in with the blue, and now I'm going to put in some dots with the brown, and I even picked up a little bit of that gray also, so it wasn't just real brown. At the very end, I'll add in just some of the brighter brown. Just watch me as I paint, because that paintbrush is a wonderful tool if you use it properly. And always leave white space in your painting. It's what makes watercolor paint the most vibrant. It's because you can see it's a transparent medium, and so you can see the paper through the paint. And when it's next to white, it's even brighter. And so learn how to just put that brush down and pick it up. You don't want to go back in and fill in the color. You just lay that paint down and pick it up. If there's anything that I teach, that's the most important thing. And now then, what you need to do, I'm getting ready to put in his eyes, and it's just a little bit of moistened black, and I'm going to lay that color in, and I'll probably let that dry before I go back in and make his eyes even a little more distinct. So I've cleaned my brush. I'm waiting here. I'm waiting. And I'm thinking, what else is it that I want to do? And I'm mixing a little bit of orange with that brown because I want that brown just a little bit brighter in a few areas. And while this is going on, his eyes are drying so that I don't go in and mess up what I have done. If I go back in, I can just accent what I've done. So now I've cleaned my brush again, and it's time to go back in with the brown. Cleaned my brush, and I've gone back in with the brown, with the black. Pardon me. I'm painting with the black. And now my frog is finished, and he just needs to wait until he's dry so that I can put the ink on it. Just a little bit here and a little bit there, finishing. I want him a little brighter right there and right there. That's just with the blue. Now it's time to clean my palette. And my frog is drying. Let him dry for about 5 minutes. And now that 5 minutes is up and the painting is completely dry, and I'm going to take an ultra-fine Sharpie and create the accent lines. Now, I've always been taught that the thing that captures the viewer's eye is the line. And so it's a wonderful thing to go back into your paintings and create what you want the viewer to look at the most. So I circle, I accent some of those dots on the frog, not all of them, just the ones that I really want to be eye-catching. I think this is just one of the cutest paintings that I've ever painted. It is one of my favorite to teach. And as you can see, it's an outline, but it's really a sketch. I'm not, adding things to the painting necessarily. I'm just accenting. But I picked my pen up, and I have lots of broken lines. It's the thing that makes it more interesting to the viewer to see. Now, I always stop and just look at my painting for a minute to see if there's anything else I want to do. A little bit here and a little bit there. And now it's time to sign it. And I sign my art so that it can be matted and framed and have the signature on the inside of the art. Now be sure to go and sign up for waterbrushteacher.com so that you receive my newsletter and learn all about the videos I have to offer. I have lots of animals and lots of pets and lots of long landscapes and flowers in my videos, how-to videos all the way through.